Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me tonight. Um, so, to introduce myself, my name is Rita Wakim, and I'm a health and wellness specialist, a consultant. I'm a vegan for about 33 years, but I'm not a strict vegan. Like I'm not forbidden. I'm more of a plant-based eater, so I eat healthy vegan if you want. So I have the experience. I've tried many different things just to experience it, and that's what got me to where I am today. And the way I eat and the way I live, healthy lifestyle, healthy eating. But healthy lifestyle, healthy eating for me doesn't mean punishment. It doesn't mean that if I'm eating healthy means that I'm being punished. I cannot eat this. I cannot eat that. No. If you feel like eating a chocolate, can have a chocolate and then finish with it and eat it, enjoy it, be happy with it, do not feel guilty. As long as you eat things and you don't feel guilty, you're good. If you eat even a banana and you feel guilty about it, it's come down as a stressful food into your body, and it will affect you in a negative way. So anything you want to eat, just eat it. Don't feel guilty about it. So I'm here today with you to answer any of your questions, anything you have to ask me about healthy eating, not healthy eating, how to eat, how not to eat, how to manage yourself. I can share with you an experience I've done on myself. I stopped sugar about maybe 15 years ago. And when I say I stopped sugar, it's because I was a sweets addict, right? Like I used to eat like chocolates by the numbers, and I was an athlete, believe it or not. So it's not about being an athlete or about being a sports person. It's about actually eating healthy, like being in a healthy, eating in a healthy way. So when I knew what sugar does to the body, I decided overnight to stop sugar. But when your body craves the sugar, you cannot stop overnight. So what I did is that I started testing myself over 7 days. Testing myself over 7 days. I thought to myself, okay, if I cannot eat sugar, I'm gonna let myself give myself 7 days. I don't eat anything for 6 days, and then one day a week I can eat anything I want, any amount of sugar I want. And that's how I started cutting off sugar. And I started with 6 days, and then that Sunday, I chose Sunday to eat whatever I want. Doesn't like It doesn't matter how much you want to eat, you cannot eat the same quantity that you eat during the whole week. So because you just get nauseous and you don't want to eat sugar anymore and everything. So anyway, the 1 week turned into 2 weeks, turned into 10 days, then turned into 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks, and then eventually I didn't crave sugar. But it doesn't mean that I don't eat sweets. I just stopped craving sugar because the body didn't want it regularly anymore. And I started eating dried fruits or healthy sweets and stuff like that. And this is how I stopped sugar actually. And then it doesn't mean that I don't eat sugar at all after that time. After a few years, I started getting chocolate a little bit. I have a chocolate here, I have a sweet from there, but it's not part of my diet. It's not on a regular basis. And I feel it when I eat something that is not like it's like a junk food or really like dessert or something. I feel it in my body. I believe it or not, I do feel it in my body. I feel the heaviness. I feel like I have numbness in my body. So now the effect that I had then a few years later, actually, maybe 10 years into my stopping sugar, I thought I want to do a test on sugar. I haven't had too much sugar in a long time. I want to see what would happen if I eat sugar all day long for one day. And for one day, yes, I know, you're laughing, guys, but I test myself. And people who know me know that I try things so that just I want to know. And I ate for one day only chocolate, sweets, sugar. After a few hours, I think by maybe midday, I started having foggy eyesight. I couldn't see. properly. And I freaked out, obviously, and I stopped, and I let my body relax. Then the nausea went away, and I craved sugar again that day. I had another chocolate, but then that day finished. It took me, and I stopped sugar again, and it took me about 1 week to get my eyesight clear again. But that what shows, and what that showed me is that this is the effect we get on the long run with eating sugar slowly, slowly, slowly. That's the effect we got, that I got in one day because I ate a lot, I suppose. So some people might disagree with me, but this is how I see it, and this is how this is how I see it, and from my experience. I'm vegan for health. I'm vegan healthy eater, rather, I call myself, for health reasons, not for animals, and not because I don't love animals, but because I believe if a human being is healthy, animals will be healthy. But if we only concentrate on eating healthy eating for animals, where are the humans going? Like I think of humans first, and the animals are with us. They just follow. So, and I look for health first. So eating healthy for me is just basically anything that upsets my body and doesn't go well. Which, for example, alcohol, it doesn't mean that we should stop going out and drinking. No, but it's the amount of alcohol. I feel it. I feel the next morning, if I have a couple of drinks, the dryness in my skin. So it's all these things that test on my body. I feel my body. I feel it in my body. I just cut it off, cut it down. I play around with it until I feel good with myself. And that's the reason why I eat. I'm healthy vegan, healthy eater. For these reasons, because I follow how I feel with the food. I think my mom used to fight with me to eat meat from when I was a kid. And then when I grew up and I realized that I can make the decision not to eat meat, she couldn't fight with me anymore. Then I can tell her, I don't want to eat meat. And she doesn't like it, but it's okay. Cheese, I used to eat, when I decided to stop meat and chicken and to turn vegan, let's say, I decided to stop meat, chicken, and cold cuts. That's how I started. And the only thing I used to eat, non-vegan, is cheese on the pizza, which I used to have maybe twice a year, probably. And then eventually, 6 years ago, my father got sick, and I studied more into nutrition and stuff, and I decided to cut off cheese completely, 100%. So now I eat the pizza. I started eating the pizza without cheese. People laughed at me and thought I was weird, and now you can find it everywhere in any restaurant where you can order a pizza without cheese. So basically, I eat what I feel is good for me, and not what feels good for the people around me. And I don't push anyone to eat the way I eat, but this is I follow what makes me happy and what I believe in. And this is I just talked grosso modo about how I got into and I'm an athlete. I've trained for many years in the field of in so many fields of sports, but I've been fought with food as well. So I'm here today for you to answer your questions. Any question you have regarding like anything you think of, just ask me. Ask me about my experiences. Ask me about what you want to know. Ask me about anything that helps you, doesn't help you, how it feels with you. I'm here to answer your questions. And if there's anything else I can tell you about myself, I would. So I'm here for you. Yalla.
I have a question.
Yalla, Yara.
Since you're an athlete, so you need the energy and you need the strength to do sports. So what gives you, I might sound a bit illiterate, but what gives you that energy if you don't eat the protein that maybe we eat and depend on sometimes in order to have a bit of energy? Or maybe when you stopped the meat, you had more energy, I don't know. So from where do you get your energy to actually perform sports?
Actually, what is a myth, I'm going to say, or not a myth, but it's unknown, is that you need carbohydrates for your energy, not protein. And the more you eat, the muscles need glucose and not glycogen, not just protein. So when I stopped meat and chicken, I actually had my body felt more relaxed. I had, my flexibility was better, my energy was higher. And I found, and I started eating. And to go back to my testing, while I'm talking about sugar, I also did a raw diet for 50 days while I had a marathon to run. And I can tell you that was my experience with eating only raw food. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was only eating salads and peanuts, I think, raw peanuts. And that was back in 2004 or 2002. And I had no energy. I couldn't run the marathon. I was only able to run 21K because I was doing it for Lent. So for Easter. So Easter happened to be 1 week after the marathon, and I didn't want to break my Lent. So I thought, okay, my fasting. So I thought, okay, I'm going to run the marathon anyway. Let's see what happens. Just like this is how my brain works. So I thought, okay, I'll run 21K instead of running 42K. We were running the Dead Sea Marathon. And I did 21K, and I finished actually in a good time with good energy, but I didn't finish 42K. But after that, I started learning how I can eat in a way where raw food and healthy eating, raw food, not 100% raw, but it's part of my diet now. And I learned how to introduce things into my diet to keep my energy, which brought me back to lentils, beans, chickpeas, mung beans, all kinds of beans. And this is what I actually eat all week long. Lentils, I sprout lentils, I sprout mung beans, I sprout chickpeas. And because when you sprout them, they become like 500 times more nutritious than what you eat usually, the way you eat them usually. And plus, they don't need to be cooked for a long time. So basically, I eat a lot of legumes. I eat potatoes, sweet potatoes. All this has energy. I eat bananas. I eat like 6-7 bananas a day. People tell me, doesn't make you fat. Seriously? Like a piece of cheese with a piece of bread gives you more fat than a banana. The banana has energy. So if you eat 6 bananas a day, 5-6 bananas when I'm working out, it's actually good energy for you, for me, and for you. So yeah, meat and chicken, actually, after I stopped it, I had more energy in my body. I had more flexibility, like I said. I felt that my muscles were more relaxed. My body was less stressed. Let me put it that way. My body was less stressed. What else? The cheese. Oh my God! When I stopped the cheese, I felt a huge difference. Huge difference in my digestion as well. In my digestion, not just the energy. The energy when I stopped the meat and chicken, but with the cheese, the digestion. I don't know if I answered you. Did I answer your question well, Yara, or did I miss anything?
No, you answered. Thanks.
Okay. One more thing I want to add, Becky, before I want to answer one more. What I started as well that gave me energy is intermittent fasting, and remind me to talk about it later. I will tell you my experience with intermittent fasting.
I'm curious how you plan for like quick on-the-go snacks or quick meals when you have to use, I don't know, how do you make it plan into your day, so to speak?
Okay, when I have a day where I know I'm not going to be able to eat or come back home to eat, because I don't like to eat out unless I really have to with a friend or something. But when I know I'm not coming back home, I take with me dried apricots, dates, is like I have small bags. I have like 6 apricots, 4 or 5 dates, and I have a handful of nuts, raw nuts, almonds or walnuts. Almonds and walnuts are the best you can, and hazelnuts, but I like almonds and walnuts, and you have to soak them. Better soak them overnight. When you soak the nuts, they become activated, and they have toxins actually on the skin outside. So when you soak them, it's better, and they become alive. And the taste, for me, the taste is much better. So I take with me nuts, I take with me bananas, I take with me apricots, dates. These are my snacks. And because, especially when I do the intermittent fasting, when I first break my fast, I don't eat anything that is heavy or cooked. I try as much as I can to eat first bananas, fruits, mandarins, grapefruits. I eat fruits, something, or the dried fruits that I talk about. So these are the snacks. Now, if you want something more consistent, like something that would hold, you would, I make home rolled oats with dates. Like I make some stuff at home, like sweet potato brownies. I take with me 3 squares. Yeah, I know they sound weird, but they taste delicious. You would be surprised. The sweet potato brownies are the best things you can eat, I swear. Yeah, and I was blown away when I first did them the first time. So yeah, sweet potato brownies, pumpkin brownies. Oh my goodness, pumpkin brownies without flour, flourless. Oh my God. Yeah, it's just.
Are you going to share these recipes?
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely share them happily. Anyone else has a question? Marina.
Rita, if somebody couldn't give up everything and become vegan, what would you recommend if they could only give up one thing, like sugar, cheese?
Yes, I would definitely start. Like I say, you do not have to be vegan. That was in my video. You do not have to be vegan to live healthy. Basically is not eating meat at every meal, not eating animal day and night, because what we get. Okay, I'm going to explain to you, I started upside down. I'm going to go back and answer the question in a different way. Basically, the main thing is not to eat animal food morning, lunch, and night, because the way we are eating these days is that morning we have eggs with cheese and with I don't know what. For lunch, we have a steak with potatoes and stuff. At night, we have chicken or fish with. We rarely have salads. We rarely have fruits because we think fruits have sugar and they make us fat. So it's about the quantity that we are eating as animal products per day. And if you ask me for one thing you want to stop, is sugar is on the top of the list, and cheese. I think they go together. Some people might hate me, but I don't care. That's how it is. On the top of the list is sugar and cheese. And even if you're living in Europe and you tell me France, their diet is from the years and years is cheese, yes, but there's something somewhere.
I have one more question. Do you consider like wine to be sugar or not?
Wine is, they say red wine is good for you. Okay, it has sugar, yes. If you have 1 glass of wine a night, that's not a big deal. But if you have a bottle every night, that's a problem. It's just like the meat, If you have for every meal, it's a problem. If you have once a day a steak or fish or chicken, it's not a big deal, But alcohol in general, it dries out your skin. So if you have a dry skin, alcohol doesn't help already. It's not good for your liver. So, but it's all that is in quantities. I say again, like even sugar. If you have a chocolate a day, that's not a big deal. But when you have, like I did, 1 day of sugar, you're going to lose your eyesight. You know what I mean? Your liver is going to cry. One thing that I'm going to explain, Cynthia, is that for us, for women as well, the hormonal change in the body, the animal products, the what do you say, the inconvenience, or the, I don't know the word, for the body, how the way it doesn't help the body is that it actually fluctuates the hormones in the body as well. So what it does, because animal products have hormones more than plant food. So when we are having more animal than plant, we are fluctuating, our hormonal cycle is also fluctuating. Now, if you eat like one meal, you have a steak or a fish, but don't let it be like the big portion of your meal. If like a small steak with more rice, vegetables, and the salad, that's okay, but not the big fish in your plate and then a little bit of rice and a piece of lettuce. For decoration that people don't eat, they take it and put it on the side because it's decoration. So that no, eat that piece of lettuce. Don't put it in the ashtray. So and now the more you eat fiber, your liver will thank you for that. If you eat only animal, your liver will recycle it, and I'll explain to you now what happens. When you eat, let's say, chicken, when you eat protein, animal protein, it goes into your liver, and the liver cleans it up, works to clean up the toxins in there, and it throws it to the intestine so that it goes out from the body, right? And then when this processed in the liver protein or like animal products go into the intestines, they need fiber to come out. They need fiber to take them, hold their hands and take them out of the body. But if they don't find any fiber in the intestines, which is plant-based, because plant-based food have lots of fiber, they cannot go out. They have to go back to the liver. And they go back to the liver and they are processed again in the liver. And this is how it's like your vicious circle. And this is what creates heaviness in the liver, bloatness, like the liver is bloated, and disease starts being caused. So if you eat fiber while you're eating animal product, you're fine. It's just, again, the quantities, the mixture of food, and being aware of how you feel about what you eat. Did I answer your question in a very long way?
Yeah, very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your question. Marina, what did you want to do? You had a question?
First, I wanted to ask about what we call, the natural sweets, like jams. You have like jams or, all the sweets that are homemade with very, very low sugar. How bad are they?
Okay, sugar is bad.
Okay, but with very low sugar, let's say jams.
Okay, jams. I tell you how you can make jams. I'll give you a way to do jams without sugar. You soak, no, seriously, you soak the fruits. Let's say you want to make apricot jam. You get the apricots ready, you soak them in water for a few hours, and then you put them in the blender and you blend them in the blender, and you take them out. And of course, you don't use green apricots. You use really like ripe apricots, and the sugar is there. The taste is so good. It's unbelievable. And this is, you can do strawberry jam. You can do, now, if you want to add, if you like it more sweet, now this is a version where you really don't need to use sugar. You can do apricot jam in your blender. It comes out delicious jam. You can make apple jam. You can any kind of jam. Now, if you really want it sweet, use honey. Okay. Honey, but make sure you're not buying the honey from the market, where if you put it in the fridge, it'll turn it into white, because it's sugar. It's full of sugar. So make sure you buy the good quality organic. I don't like to say organic because some organic stuff are actually like I've eaten organic for a few years, And then I realized that it's not only about organic, it's about actually eating healthy and relaxing your body, because if you eat something organic and you're stressed, it comes down as an organic stress. So you have to actually be relaxed, and you can eat anything. And it's better to eat greens every day. Doesn't have to be organic. Better have the greens rather than not having them at all. If you don't, because seriously, like, they're selling the organic stuff for like triple the price, while it's not costing that much. It's not really, it's costing them more to grow the other vegetables and put antibiotics for them rather than put fertilizers and stuff. What was the other question? Did I answer your question?
One more question about cholesterol.
Yeah.
I know that avocado and I think raw nuts are good for cholesterol. Almonds, I guess. So if you can give me just few items that can be added to salads maybe, or something that can lower the bad cholesterol, or that can higher the good cholesterol to make the, you know, the
HDL, the HDL. Okay. Now the HDL goes up with eating vegetable fat, the good fat. The HDL goes up. The higher the HDL, the better your LDL, your bad cholesterol. Which means if you keep your HDL high, even if your bad cholesterol goes up, the good cholesterol can balance it, so it can help you. Now, it doesn't mean that you can keep your bad cholesterol up. That's not what I mean. But I mean it balances it. So the higher the HDL, which is the good cholesterol, the better for you. Now, yes, avocado is very good, and avocado is good actually for the woman's uterus. The fat in the avocado. Almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, raw nuts. Raw nuts are excellent. Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, olive oil. Okay, now I've gave you the list of what you can eat, good fat. Now, the quantity is more important than the fat, because if it doesn't matter if you're eating good fat. If you're eating too much of the good fat, your liver is also struggling. So it's all about your liver and how it can function. If you eat enough, if you lower your fat, your body will relax. The liver will work better. It will not get tired of processing the fat, and then your body will be better. Now, also for your weight, the less fat you eat, the less fat you gain, right? Whether it is vegetable fat, animal fat, doesn't matter. The less fat you eat, the less fat you gain, the less weight you gain. So the bad cholesterol comes from, of course, animal fat. We know that, but also from
fried food,
junk food.
Fried food.
Sorry, what did you say?
Fried food.
Not only fried food, but like processed also. Like processed food gets into the body in such a dramatic way. You have no idea. Like it just comes in poison for the body. But because people who eat junk food regularly don't feel it, because the body is used to it. It's only when you clean up your body that you start feeling the really bad effect of the processed food. And when you get used to eating at home, and not only at home, but like eating, of course it's better to eat at home, but if you tell me, I don't have to cook, time to cook, I don't have to. Okay, if you want to eat out all the time, if you don't want to eat out all the, if you cannot cook all the time, you can eat out, but pick what you're eating. Like choose something that is healthy for you. And it doesn't have to be vegan. It just needs to be not processed, and that hasn't been through to Mars and back before you eat it. That's the only way I can describe it.
Thank you. And as Becky said, we need few recipes if you can share them.
My pleasure. I will definitely share with you, 100%. I will send you by email. Okay, Rania, I will ask Rania if she has a question. All of you, you can ask me any questions again, but I want to talk about intermittent fasting first.
Hi, Rita.
Hey, hi.
I will ask you about the white cheese. You talk about the cheese, but not the white cheese. Some dietitian tell me, no, there is white cheese. You can eat it even at night with oats bread.
Sorry, I didn't hear the last part of your question. Even what?
Even at night, I can take it with oats bread at night. Goat cheese or but white.
Okay, if you're asking me tonight, I will have to disagree with your dietitian, and I will tell you, cheese is pasteurized, and the way it is processed in your liver is bad for your body. Oat bread at night, bread in general is not. If you're doing the bread at home and you know what you're putting in it, eat it. But if you're getting the oat bread from the market, that's the same bread. Malish, if somebody has a bakery and they're, let me just put this off. If somebody has a bakery and they hear me what I'm saying, they're gonna hate me, but I don't care, because what they do is they split it's the same mix, and they split it and they add some oats to this, and then they sell it to you. So it's the same bread, it's just split and colored. If you want to eat bread, and depends what you're looking for. Are you looking to lose weight? Are you looking to be healthy in your body? Are you looking, because there's so many, you can, if you want to lose weight, or you want to feel healthy, or I don't know, so many different goals we have. But you make bread at home, it is so simple, so easy, and it costs you probably less. It's cheaper than what you get from the market. Personally, if you're asking me,
for sure need, Rita, for sure need so time this bread to do it at home, no?
For sure, what? Sorry?
Need more time. We need time, يعني. We need time to do this.
ما بياخد كتير وقت. If you do the mix, لا, it doesn't take time at all. And بتعرفي شو it's baked really simply. I can tell you how to do it. It's simple.
You will send it by email, please. You will send it by email, please.
I will. I promise you. And I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'll tell you what I started doing. And you're talking to someone, Rania, you're talking to someone who didn't used to cook.
Yes.
I didn't used to get into the kitchen, and I didn't have the time, I didn't have the patience, and I don't want to cook. And now cooking and baking is my number one hobby, if you want. Because I discovered how easy it is, and how when you start doing everything yourself, you enjoy eating it. And it tastes so much different. So different. For example, I make potato pita bread. Pita bread. It is so easy and it is so tasty. Okay, it's not going to be like the pita Lebanese bread that we get in the oven, but it is pita bread that you can eat. You can put spreads on it and you can eat it. It's like bread. Now I have another recipe that I can share with you. That's not with potatoes or anything. It's with flour, just flour. Whole wheat flour and the other kind of flour that you can use, and it's also very good. So I can share this with you as well.
Thank you.
But I can definitely 100% advise you not to eat cheese and bread at night. Not to eat cheese and bread at night.
Yeah, you think that we do not eat cheese anymore?
Yeah, I know that anyone listening to this video is going to and sue me. No, Leiki, Rania, listen. It's not don't eat cheese anymore, okay? Let me put it that way. Don't make it part of your diet. So don't eat it morning, lunch, and night. Because like, I have one of my best friends. She told me, what should I do to lose weight and I have the cholesterol. I said, why don't you stop the cheese that you eat? And like, no, I cannot stop cheese. She eats it morning, lunch, and evening. This is her food. So if you don't do that, if you just have cheese once a day, once in the day, once every, I'm not going to say once a day, once every 2 days, once every 3 days, that's okay. But don't make it part of your diet. Don't make it part of your diet.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, don't make it. Yani basically, what I advise you: don't make your life miserable. Don't make your life. Don't torture yourself. Don't torture yourself. But
Now, Rita, now I'm doing fasting.
Yes, I was going to talk about intermittent fasting.
16 hours without eat, then 8 hours. What can I eat in this 8 hours? Can I eat whatever I want without bread, without cheese, without sugar?
Okay, let me talk about intermittent fasting, because this is something that I love. I got into it probably 4 years ago. And I've been intermittent fasting for 4 years. But
yes,
don't do intermittent fasting followed by keto diet, because this is how they advertise it. They advertise the keto diet with the intermittent fasting, which means that when you break your fast, you can eat anything you want, which includes butters and eggs and all this stuff. So first of all, when you are fasting, your body is clean.
okay,
it's clean and it's healthy. It's relaxed. The first thing you need to get into your body is something that is not getting it stressed to start working again. So nothing that is heavy, nothing that is processed. Basically, why do I eat fruits when I first break my fast? It's because it's easy for the body to process it.
Okay, then you will wait to eat solid.
Yeah, you can eat, like, for example, if you have a couple of bananas, and then yes, you wait a half an hour or something, and then you can have your meal. Or you can have your meal, which has a salad, which is but start with the salad and then have your meal. You can eat in the 8 hours. You can have 2 meals as long as.
I have a problem, Rita. I have a problem. I cannot eat vegetable, only cooked vegetable, and this vegetable is not. I do not like it.
Don't eat it.
What I will eat?
What's the problem with your raw food? Is it indigestion, bloating?
Yes, blooming. Yes.
It's maybe you can try the way you wash it and the way you wash it and the source of the vegetable.
No, it's from my garden.
From your garden, and still affecting you.
Yes, I have a bad digestion.
I would suggest to eat, if you cannot eat any raw vegetable, that's any raw vegetable.
Cucumber I cannot eat. Tomato maybe a little, but no cabbage, no lettuce.
I'll tell you what I suggest, and I'll give you it. Like, I suggest some of them, and tell me if you can. Spinach.
Spinach. I do not try it before.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about cucumber and tomatoes. What I'm talking about is about the greens. So parsley, coriander, lettuce, hindbeh. Hindbeh is magical.
Yes, I know.
Which is, it's called the dandelion. It's called the chicory in English. Chicory, spinach, parsley, coriander. If you can eat these, have a salad with these, then you will. Parsley is a medicine. Parsley and coriander are medicine for the body. Medicine. They cure you. So basically, when you break your diet, you just need to eat something that is natural, not processed, not cooked is okay. Soup, you can have a soup.
Yes.
You can have something that gets the intestines to be flowing, lightly, like smoothly.
Always we need to prepare our food before we stop the fasting.
Yes, of course.
For do not be hungry and eat whatever we want.
Of course. And you know what? Another tip, don't get into the house anything that you don't want to eat. Because if I get a chocolate and put it in the fridge, it will keep calling me all day. Come eat me, come eat me, come eat me. So I will go, I will go and eat it.
What about the children? What about the children? And
yeah.
my husband?
Tell them not to get it. Tablet. Listen, I really, for me, talking about the intermittent fasting, I tried 14 hours and I've tried 16 hours and now I'm doing 20 hours, 21 hours fasting. And I only got into the 20 hours by mistake. It's just because I'm happy not to eat in the morning and then I'm not eating at night. So by the time I eat, it's 20 hours. And I'm not doing it on purpose, but I find it better, like it's good for the body, it's good for my body. Now they say that 14 hours is ideal for women for hormonal stuff. It didn't work for me, or 14 hours don't work for me. And I was asked actually by a specialist a few years ago, and he's like, you're doing 16 and you're not feeling any problems and stuff. And I said no. And I know a few other women who are doing 16 also, and they're not having any hormonal problems. So I personally think it's a personal thing. You see how your body works. If you cannot fast for long hours, start with 10 hours. And I mean, you sleep for 8 hours, right? So if you stop eating 2 hours before, you sleep for 8 hours.
I stopped eating for 18 hours.
That's what I'm saying. Like people tell me I cannot. How can I fast?
We can, for sure, yeah. We can.
So basically, the body is burns. And actually, when I started doing the intermittent fasting, I had more energy exercising, and my energy went up the ceiling during my exercise. And I started exercising before I eat. So I was still fasting, and and I still do it now. I exercise before I eat, and I have more energy than, because when you eat, your body starts working.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope I answered your question. If you want to ask me something more, ask me. But basically about the cheese, I'm not saying, again, I don't want it to be understood like, don't eat cheese, don't drink alcohol, don't do this, don't do that. No, it's be healthy, be happy with yourself, and be moderate, just be kind to yourself.
Okay, I understand you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
No, for me, no.
I have a question.
Yalla.
Do you count calories then, or how do you make sure like you're either eating enough or not eating too much?
I'll tell you that I never counted calories and I never weighed the food. It puts me out of myself to have to weigh the food, to eat a piece of chicken or beef. I don't want to do that. That's one. Second of all, to count calories, it stresses you more than you need. So no, you don't need to. If you're eating healthy, if you're not overeating, if you're eating a meal, like a good meal, not overeating, and by the way, not drinking liquids with food. I have to talk about this in a bit. If you're not overeating, if you're eating healthy, you do not need to count calories. You do not need to weigh your food. I never weighed my food, never counted calories. It just puts me out of myself. I don't want to deal with it. So if you're eating, if you know you're eating legumes every day, like for example, I'm vegan, like I don't eat meat and chicken. So if I'm eating lentils or beans every day, rice, brown rice or white rice, like I know the quantities I'm eating. I have a variety of food. I'm eating salads, I'm eating fruits. I'm not going to say every day, actually. Let's say over the week. Over the week, you're introducing into your diet fruits, vegetables, seasonal food. I don't buy anything that's out of season. Seasonal food have their nutrition still in them. And they are in the season for a reason, right? They come in season for a reason. So as much as we want. Now, if we want to eat something out of season, it's not a big deal. But in general, we eat things that are in season. And so if you make sure you eat fruits, you eat vegetables, green vegetables, and you eat cooked vegetables, potatoes, sweet potatoes, if you eat pumpkin and like all this stuff, and then you include the beans and the chickpeas and the lentils, for me as a vegan, or meat and chicken and stuff, like your diet is varied and doesn't have high fat, you don't have to count anything. And the fat is so important. If you have 1 spoon of oil in the salad, like for Marina was asking me about fat, if you and I gave you the list of fats, but having said that, if you have your salad or your meal, any meal, you put 1 spoon of oil, then don't put the nuts, don't put the seeds. Because what I used to do, and I'm talking from my own experience, I used to take the bottle of oil and, because I love olive oil, and I used to put it like this on the salad. And then I put pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, avocado, everything. So imagine the amount of fat in that salad or in that bowl. And I love it. It's not like I don't like it, I love it. But then I realized, first of all, I gained weight. I came probably a couple of kilos, and I knew what it was. And when I cut down the fat, I lost the weight again. And it's very easy. It's high fat, high weight, low fat, low weight. It's easy. So you don't have to count. Just know, you don't have to count calories. Just know that you're eating healthy. If you have, and I'll tell you, if you go out, for example, so it doesn't mean that I don't go out at night and I don't eat at night. And to answer Rania, for example, to give a tip to Rania, if I go out at night and let's say I come back home at 1 a.m., let's say, and I've eaten at 12. So if I'm fasting 12 hours or 14 hours or 16 hours, and I either make it the next day to 2 p.m. or I just don't fast the next day. I don't torture myself. It's okay. I don't torture myself. I don't fast. That's not a big deal. Or I fast 12 hours. And there goes your calories out the window if you don't need to count them. If you start doing 12 and 14 hours fasting as well, you don't need to count calories. You don't need to count calories. And nutrition, like I said, if you have a variety of food, you eat from everything moderately. But moderately, like I don't like to say eat from everything moderately, because not including processed food and sweets, right? Then you're good. And I'm going to share with you some recipes about really healthy sweets that are like unbelievably amazing. You cannot believe that they are actually sweets. You're welcome. Anything else? Any more questions?
You were going to talk about juices and drinks and liquids with meals.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. So the best thing for digestion to make yourself a favor is not to drink any liquids with any of your meals. So we drink coffee with the food, we drink tea with the breakfast, we have even water or sodas or alcohol or whatever with our meals. What this does, the liquid goes into the intestines and it gets with the food, and it stops digestion, and that brings bloating. Maybe Rania would relate to that. I don't know, with the indigestion, I don't know. It would stop the digestion. So, and this is what brings bloating. It brings big stomach, and we think that we're getting fat. It doesn't have to be that people are getting fat. It's probably just the intestines are getting bigger from drinking with the food. If you try to stop drinking any liquid with the food, have some water or some. If you want to drink before you eat. If you're sipping a glass of wine with the food, that's not a big deal, although it causes indigestion, but it's okay. But don't drink neither water, nothing. Just have your meal as it is. You can drink after the meal, maybe an hour and a half after you feel that you're starting to digest. When you feel you're starting to digest, you can drink. Okay, it's very important not to drink with your food. It stops the digestion, gets you bloated, gets the intestines, the stomach bigger, and eventually that's you get fat, and you get uncomfortable. Any more questions?
I'll have a follow on to that one then. Does that mean smoothies are out the window?
No. Smoothies are very good if you have them on their own. Yeah, you have the smoothies on their own. Perfect. The smoothies are, I'm going to give you a tip for the smoothies. Every smoothie you make, put one kind of fat in it. Either nuts or seeds or avocado. Make sure there is fat, because when there is fat in your smoothie, it gets actually, it stays in your stomach. It doesn't go straight out. So the nutrition, you can hold it in your body, because juices usually go straight into the juices, not smoothies. But smoothies without fat gets you hungry faster, and you get more calories without. It's not satisfying. Try to put one kind of fat in there, and it will make a difference. Yeah. You're welcome. Marina, you want to ask a question? I thought you raised your hand. I can't keep talking about this subject until tomorrow comes. I always have things to. Cynthia, tell me.
No, I was just going to thank you and say, like, I think I'm craving cheese after talking about cheese for so long. Sorry.
And I think Rania will go and have a sandwich of oat bread and cheese. Everything that is forbidden is craved,
right?
Yeah, I know. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Rita. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rita. This was really informative.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I feel like
Rita.
Thank you, Rita.
Not smoothies, but smoothies without fat gets you hungry faster, and you get more calories without. It's not satisfying. Try to put one kind of fat in there, and it will make a difference. Yeah. You're welcome. Marina, you want to ask a question? I thought you raised your hand. I can't keep talking about this subject until tomorrow comes. I always have things to. Cynthia, tell me.
No, I was just going to thank you and say, like, I think I'm craving cheese after talking about cheese for so long. Sorry.
And I think Rania will go and have a sandwich of oat bread and cheese. Everything that is forbidden is craved,
right?
Yeah, I know. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Rita. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rita. This was really informative.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I feel like
Rita.
Thank
I
you,
really
Rita.
learned.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rita, very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I look forward to the recipes, especially the sweet
me
potato
too.
brownie.
Yes, I will share them.
Not only sweets, but also recipes for, food, for meals.
I have a recipe of falafel that I actually shared with Marina before she did it. It's excellent.
I try it every 2 weeks and it's delicious. But
Yeah,
I need more recipes now.
And it's so easy to make. It's so easy to make. I will share with you by email.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
Bye.
Rita.
Bye. You're welcome. Bye. Bye, Rania. Bye.